Charlotte Key. We have a night session going on, and we had some talking. Mm-hmm. Well, we actually talked about some things after church. We went to church yesterday, and after church, actually in church, the Lord dropped this in my husband's spirit. So I'm just gonna let him go at it.
The question is, have you lost your zeal? Have you lost your zeal? Meaning, have you lost your love for God? Like in the beginning, you were zealous. Am I saying that right?
Zealous.
Zealous about spending time with God, studying His Word, spending time just being with God. Now, since things are going on with people, have you lost it? Since COVID, have you lost it? You know, with your spouse, have you lost your zeal?
Ooh.
You know, in the beginning when you first was dating.
Oh boy, that was a good time.
Yes,
I'm telling you right now.
20 years in, do you still have it?
Ooh, that's real. That's real, because let me say this. I was just thinking about it when you said when you first going. I was thinking about it because I used to love Burger King. I remember Shaw. He would want to take me places like, "What do you want to eat? What do you want to eat?" This is in the beginning, right? We were dating. And
call me out.
I wanted to go to Burger King. No, you did.
Oh,
you were asking. You wanted to take me
I thought
places.
you finna call me out.
No, but I like Burger King. He was like, "You sure that's what you want?" Yes. I mean, I was happy just to ride from where we lived to another town that was like 40 minutes away to Burger King, because it wasn't one close to where I grew up at.
Right.
But we were so on fire, you know, and through the years, it has waxed and waned depending on, you know, after having children and
jobs, careers, school, everything that comes in. So again, have you lost your zeal?
And let me tell you, if you have lost your zeal,
what can
because
they do?
You can get it back. There are let me tell you, 3 things that come to mind for me is my husband and I had to make sure that we implemented date night. Date night can be date night inside the house, or it can be outside of the house. I wanted to go out. I like to go out, and I'm a big nature person, and I like to explore things. So if you are an indoor person, set up one time my husband had come home from work, I think it was. My husband had moved the kitchen table inside of the living room and did a candlelight dinner. That was one thing he did. Another thing is just making sure you plan it in. Get it in. Really, it may take, look, the enemy is opposing. He wants to oppose marriages, relationships. So with that being said, you're going to have to make a conscious effort, planning it, putting it on schedule to implement this. This is one of the things that I thought about, the prayer. Prayer is actually numero uno, number one, that will help keep the fire burning, because God is the God of Alpha and Omega. He knows it all. So if he is in it, then you can win it, because he's in it. I like that.
Yeah, it's a little slogan. Little catchy slogan. Go ahead.
The third thing that I think about as far as the zeal is, take some time. My husband and I, we went on recently on a 5-day vacation. We were in 2 states and 1 city, and during that time we sat down in the final state that we were in, and God began to drop things in our spirit, and we began to reminisce and also remember what God had done. So we reminisced on some things, and then God was reminding of us of his goodness. So we sat down and we began to remember those things that he did. Just like that, you guys sit down together and remember and talk about, take your time, schedule it in, pencil it in to talk about the things that, you know, brought you guys close together and the things you want for the future. I'm not saying stay in the past, but I'm saying that past can help you remember the fire.
When you first met, and how you used to go, wherever you used to go to, the beach, or
the things you did.
Yeah, the things you did, like, you know, the little letters that you used to write, or little things like that.
Conversations on the phone, falling asleep on the phone,
stuff like that. And then, you know, and we're talking about your zeal for God, like set aside devotion time.
Yes.
Get up early, you know, when everybody's asleep. and just spend time. Set that time aside. I'm not going to give you the amount of time. You have to decide that based on your schedule. But set that time aside while you ride, and just, you know, you have the Bible app. Just play God's word in your ear through the course of the day. Listen to worship music, soak in music, whatever it is that you used to do in the beginning to rekindle the fire.
Even yes, as our relationship is with the Lord,
Right.
and also be open to Him leading you to as you begin to do that. He may lead you into even new things.
Yes, right. Yeah,
to
right.
do, and even a new time. I mean, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Early mornings have been a tough thing for me. It's not for my husband. He likes early, but for me, I early in the morning has not been the strongest times I have. You know, God has had me times to do a prayer watch throughout the night.
Yeah.
So
You've been fasting. I forgot about that. You know, fast.
that's really good.
Yeah.
Because that really will get you back
You
to a
got that
place
right.
with you and God. I remember someone saying they were sitting on. It feels like when you're on a fast that you on a, like when you're not. Let's say for example, you're not on the fast and you're sitting on a couch, and as you're on a couch, when you are, you know, you're on one end of the couch, but God is on the other end of the couch. This is just what the person mentioned. But then when you're fasting, it's just like He's right there beside you on the couch. You know, that closeness, that intimacy. That's really good. Fasting will definitely, I feel like it just jump starts you and puts you right back into a place with God, where, you know, it's like that fire is burning. So we came to you from the spiritual and the natural tonight, and we just wanted to drop those nuggets in your spirit tonight.
That's right. So don't forget.
Keep the fire burning.
Keep the fire burning, baby.
Be zealous.
Be zealous for God
Yeah.
and for your marriage.
Yes, or anything. You're
Or-
even
right.
even if you're a job.
There you go. Yeah.
You may have been in for a very long time.
Yes.
You know, you have to ask God for that. Like, how do I get, if He still wants you there? Because it could be He may be moving you.
Could be.
So yeah, that's it for tonight. Until
Thank you.
next time.
All right.
Blessings.